Boy, do I hate the cold. I hate it with a passion, hence why I live in South Florida. To me, anything below 70 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 21 Celsius, is a bit chilly for me. So this brings me to this interesting investigation titled The Impact of Cold Exposure on Life Satisfaction and Physical Composition in Soldiers. Okay, that life satisfaction part, come on. When folks retire, they never say, gee, I can't wait to move to Nome, Alaska. Lots of cold there. Okay, seriously, here's the punchline from the study. Cold water exposure can be recommended as an addition to routine military training regimens. In fact, regular exposure positively impacts mental status and physical composition, which may contribute to the higher psychological resilience. Although I do think they mean body composition when they say physical composition. So wait a second. So cold exposure helps you lose fat and improves mental status? Let's take a closer look at the study. They took a total of 49 soldiers, 15 women, 34 men. There was a control group that did nothing, and there was a treatment. Now, the treatment was as follows. Research subjects were immersed up to their shoulders in open water for 2 minutes. The first immersion occurred at 3 degrees Celsius, or about 37 Fahrenheit, and the air temperature was 4.2 degrees Celsius, or about 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, to me, that is damn cold. In fact, I don't think I've ever experienced air temperatures that low in South Florida. And then the participants were asked to come out of the water and actively warm up in cool outside air using light physical activity until they reached a subjective perception of being warm. Thereafter, the participants were instructed to dry off and dress 10 minutes after leaving the cool water. And then, according to the scientists, they did this periodically throughout the 8-week treatment duration of the study. So the actual time of cold exposure wasn't that much, interestingly. So what happened? According to the paper, in men, there was a reduction in waist circumference of 1.3%, and abdominal fat decreased 5.5%. However, they didn't find any changes in women. So you're thinking, if I just jump in some cold freaking water, I'll lose fat? Not so fast. Here's what actually happened. When they looked at waist circumference in these men, it went from 34.3 inches to 33.9 inches. So is 0.4 inches really a lot? I'll let you decide. Body fat percent went from 16.3% to 16.0%. So that's not a change at all. And if you look at visceral fat, the actual change, though statistically significant, was not physiologically meaningful. Also, it would have helped if the investigators actually compared the treatment to the control, but they didn't do that. Instead, what they did was they looked at the pre versus post changes within each group. So that's a bit of a statistical hiccup, which got past the reviewers. However, even if the body composition data was unimpressive, they did find that regular cold water exposure helped reduce perceived anxiety. So less anxiety is a good thing, right? As for me, I'll stick to warm water immersion in South Florida. And besides, if you want to really lower your anxiety, go to a warm beach in South Florida. No cold needed.